What are the ways that we can bring more capabilities, bring more talent, bring more authorizations to help the DFC play the vital and instrumental role that it plays?
DFI investment also, when you think about these huge numbers of 15 trillion, 6 to 7 trillion, there's a big difference in how the money is used. So $7 billion of USAID money going out for assistance costs the taxpayer $7 billion. $7 billion of DFC financing costs the US taxpayer zero. Because the reality is that the DFC, and previously OPIC, has always made a profit. Not a huge profit, because that's not the goal, but they have always been able to return money to the US Treasury.
Again, how do we work with the private sector to de-risk a little bit for them so that they can get into the competition? It's one thing if we're competing and losing, and we can look at why we're losing. It's another thing when we're not even in the game.
It's how you basically seed a company and how you start it out is oftentimes the most successful thing for its success. So, and we've seen this in other programs. The DOE program is an example of where the private sector came to see government involvement, especially in emerging markets where it's risky, as almost like a good housekeeping seal of approval. There's an element of rigor to the underwriting, there's diligence, there's relationships with host country governments and related entities that you might deal with within the countries. There's paying attention to permitting and siting and regulation and environmental concerns, right?
What the private sector is going to need is certainty. The more uncertainty, the harder it is to do the deal. Uncertainty in terms of timeline, how long is it going to take me to get done? How long is it going to get me to take through? What is the policy? All those uncertainties make it much harder for DFC to fulfill its policy mandate, which is to close the infrastructure gap.